My mom called me and said that couldn't afford to pay the rent and all that. And
when she came to me about the Get It Done fund, and she was crying and like, I don't think I can do this. I have to find a job. I can't be here. We're going to lose our house.
If you're about to be evicted from your house, you're not thinking about studying. And you immediately think, oh my gosh, I got to go get a job and figure out how to pay my rent. And so I'll drop out of school and not spend that time trying to study instead.
I would probably be living somewhere in the street in Port Angeles with my family.
At the United Way, we were able to save some money out of some of the work that we were doing in terms of operations. And then at that same point in time, we realized that there was this significant challenge in our community of well over 7,000 adults in the Clallam County region that didn't have a high school education.
That's 7,000 people that are struggling to maintain a stable job. Students drop out because they hit a barrier and they're not able to persist through that barrier.
There was a point where I was like, I might not be able to keep doing this because we didn't have anyone in my household that was working at that point, and we were like on the urge of becoming homeless.
And it's an endless cycle of not having enough money to pay your bills, but also not having the education to get to a good enough job to pay your bills without struggling paycheck to paycheck. And sometimes for some people, it's not even a paycheck to paycheck situation. It's state assistance to state assistance once a month.
If you look at the average earning capacity of someone who has a high school education and does not, there's a 26% difference in earning capacity. If you look at numbers we had last year, we actually helped 22 students graduate. And so that is potentially an impact of close to $150,000 on the local community, in the local economy.
There are a lot of barriers. Some of them are housing, utilities, car troubles, childcare, food insecurities. You name something that money is involved in, and that is a barrier for students without their high school credential.
I talked to Amy about the Get It Done fund, and they paid my rent for me.
And as she's filling out the application, I emailed the foundation office and it said, I need a check for this amount. It's an emergency. They're getting evicted today. And they got me the check within 30 minutes, and I drove it out to their landlord, and I said, this is their rent for 3 months. And they said, thanks. And it was done.
That was the big difference, was just how to keep going and not be living on the street.
It is quite a compelling story. If we can get to these 7,000 adults and develop a program that actually helps all of them get their high school education, some of them might even move on to college. So it has a ripple effect, and there are a lot of other good things that can happen just for themselves as well as for the community at large.
My senior year, I was homeless for the 4th time. I had just turned 18 and decided that paying the bills was more important. So I dropped out of high school and started working full time. I identify with our students because I was them. I sat in the classroom and I hated math, and I thought for sure I was never going to be smart enough to pass the GED, and I have passed the GED, and I have graduated with my bachelor's, and I'm into a master's program. And I think once students realize that they are smart enough, a light clicks on and they just do amazing work.
United Way helps anybody, irrespective of what they look like, where they're from, what background they come from, we don't care about where their family is or how affordable or unaffordable things are for them. If they have the desire, we will make sure you finish.
There was a period in my life where I was really introverted and not really talkative to people. I've become more outgoing. People are willing to help because I didn't think I'd had that chance to actually get help and do it.
students that live in the chaos of poverty support their family unit is a family unit. It's a trickle out effect. It doesn't just help one person, it helps everybody, and it helps their person and their people and their people and the community and ultimately Washington.
The community can help with the Get It Done Fund by making contributions to the United Way. In addition to that, we also want people in the community that don't have a high school education to participate.
For me, it was hard to ask for help because I didn't have people to help out most of my life. But when I did ask for help, it was really easy after that.
I have lived in Port Angeles my entire life, and I believe in our community, and I believe in Peninsula College, and I believe in the United Way, and I believe that if we all work together, that we can make Clallam County amazing.